Welcome to Awakened Soul with me, Kristen. This is the place to elevate unity consciousness and create the new earth. Are you awakened to your heart and soul led life? Are you seeking clarity, connection, and a deeper sense of purpose? You are not alone. You are part of a grand awakening, a collective shift that is transforming our world from the inside out. Join me each episode as we explore consciousness and spiritual evolution through inspiring conversations, wisdom teachings, and powerful activations. This is more than just a podcast. It's a sacred global community creating a new earth of unity, love, and freedom. So open your heart, get ready to be inspired, elevate in frequency, and awaken to your highest potential. The shift is here, and it all starts now. Welcome, everyone. Thank you for being here. I'm Kristen Balecki with Awakened Soul with Kristen on Transformation Talk Radio. I am happy to experience a new day, a new full moon in this strong energy coming through the field right now to awaken us even more into our heart and soul. And today I'm going to be sharing about your heart, as it is a gateway to your soul. And I'm going to share an activation I'm going to share a bit about the heart as a gateway to your soul, and then I'm going to do an activation for us, for our pure heart after that. So stick around for the whole show. Also, with this beautiful new platform for transformation talk radio, the Revolution, that they're calling the Revolution. Revel in our experience on this screen that you may be watching this from. There's an ask button, so it's really easy to be able to click on that and ask a question or make a comment, and we can interact throughout this experience if you'd like to do it that way. So thank you again for being here. And so why am I talking about your heart as a gateway to your soul? We're in a time now where, as this acceleration of changes on the planet, within ourself, the changes in the worldly affairs and everything seeming like it's getting more intense and possibly chaotic, there is an opportunity through being in our heart and really connecting through our heart to our soul as ourselves, as a heart and soul being, to create strength and stability within ourselves as we're experiencing these massive changes going on. And I have been on a journey of learning how to connect with my own heart and live from that space more and more and more, which supports the connection of mind and shifting us from our habitual patterns and behaviors and beliefs of the mind and to what is true for us as our connection with ourself and our soul. And it supports us being more rooted in our connection with that truth in this body, on this planet, in this experience. It's really that gateway, the center point of above and below. And we are so magnificent, these bodies and this electromagnetic field that the body is, that our heart is a profound, incredible organ. The heart space, it is the first thing that forms in our bodies when we're in the womb, and it happens in a spiral motion. This spiral motion that we see reflected in nature, in plants, in the way things move. I was even noticing, I had some sage burning the other day, and it was just a piece, and I had set it aside, and just how we notice how smoke moves in a spiral, right? And vortexes of energy move in spirals, storms, the waters in our blood, everything is moving in a spiral like motion. And it's giving us the codes of ourself and creation, the codes of creation being spiraled into our bodies. It's the first organ that's spiraling into formation in our bodies, in the womb. And it's the place in which our soul anchors through into our body when we're forming as a fetus in the womb. And it's the bridge to soul, it's the bridge to source. And when we're in connection with it, that's that magnification of that field, as we've been shown through other people and their studies, that the heart has the greatest electromagnetic field of the body. It has the greatest energy body that can go, a much farther distance away from the body in all directions than any other part of our body. And to utilize that, to really comprehend that and take that in and utilize this experience of ourself that is embodied in us already to anchor into, to connect into, to feel into, to heal, to transform into a place where we can allow compassion and understanding and awareness and our own intuition, our own connection to flow in our space, in our bodies, in our being, to be that bridge of heart and mind, and also our gut brain, right? That instinctive center of our body and our immune system and our sense of self and our divine self and our rootedness in this body. It's all moving together. And when we can really bring that into awareness and consciousness, conscious choice of how we're directing our thoughts and our emotions, and even what we're putting in our body, what we're digesting and how we're digesting and how we're feeling in our health of ourself through our immune system and that intelligence, it's a profound experience to recognize it as the gateway to our soul. And so the invitation right now is a great healing of the self. We've been going through this. If you've been on your awakening journey or your spiritual journey for many years, it's all about shifting belief patterns and healing from the way that we have experienced life and our wounds, the wounds, the traumas, the discomforts, the challenges, and the perspectives, shifting perspective. And when we can drop into the pure heart space, it allows greater access to more perspective, more a broader picture, right? A grander picture of life, of reality, that allows that information to come through from the soul more clearly. And then we can connect to the brain, we can connect to the rest of the body to move through the field of what the heart really stands for. From my perspective and what I've noticed in myself and others, and also having been shown this, we called it technology, but really this living consciousness of the heart itself and the energy center of how it really influences our life in motion in its consistent spiral like opening. If we've been told that the heart's a pump, and really it's a vortex. The muscle fibers move in a spiral like fashion as it expands and contracts, and it's really creating a vortex of energy to move the blood through into the lungs, out of the lungs, into the rest of the body. So really just tuning in, maybe taking a moment right now to breathe and tune into your own heart. Just saying hello to your own heart, to the physical aspect of it, to the physical function of it, in this spiral motion, acknowledging its consistent motion of spiraling open, spiraling closed, spiraling open, spiraling closed. That is the source of the life function through our body that rejuvenates the blood and the oxygen and helps renew the whole body by the circulation of life force energy. And now acknowledging it as an energy body, that flows life force energy through our whole being in every moment, and is a connection, is a receiver, a transmitter of the information that's coming through source, that's coming through soul from the moment of conception. Just taking a breath with that. And we'll go deeper into this in the activation. We just wanted to acknowledge the beauty and the power that's always in motion within our bodies, within our field, that's always in motion to invite the opportunity for our consciousness to come into coherence and resonance with this part of ourself that will help shift every other part of ourself as well. And, we've been impacted so greatly in our hearts through what we've experienced on this planet, right? I mean, one of the places that I feel that we can get so disheveled and out of sorts, maybe disassociated, is the idea of love, is the idea of connection to self, self-worth, self-value, acceptance of ourself, acceptance of others, understanding, compassion, understanding for ourselves, understanding for others, compassion for ourselves, compassion for others, and having that space of sacredness, recognizing the sacredness and the divinity that is in motion all the time within us, underneath and within all of those experiences that we've had in our life and maybe past lives as well, that have maybe disconnected us, that we've felt a separateness from ourself, a separateness from source, a separateness from our own love and connection to self. And so as we're moving through these transitions and changes on our planet at this time, it's such a profound way to feel connected. And so just noticing the difference that you may feel from acknowledging and connecting with this aspect of yourself, the function of your heart, the energy of your heart. I myself, when I did that, I just felt an expansion. I felt my mind relaxed. I felt an expansion in my head. I felt like my energy field expanded. I could relax more into my body. It fosters calm. It fosters relaxation. It fosters an opportunity to shift into a more regulated state. Our heart as the tuning fork for our nerve system. The heart is a tuning fork for how we are in touch with our soul, and really noticing those deeper senses of information, and how what our body is speaking, what our mind is speaking, what our soul is speaking, what our gut is speaking. It's a opportunity to be in that center space where all of that can meet and get get digested at once together in purity. And so underneath all of our hurts and our pains, to be able to go into the heart and welcome this spiral like motion of life force energy to nourish, embrace, transform all the pains that we may have held in our heart towards life, towards others, towards ourselves, that we can optimize how we function as a powerful, balanced, harmonized being within our life as a soul. So it's really, really incredible, a really incredible way of fine tuning our connection to ourself. And so that's the opportunity that we're going to be able to share together in the activation when we do it, is to embrace embrace these aspects of ourself that are online, that are functioning consistently to support our connection with self, our connection with soul, our connection with the greater reality. And when we think about it, if our heart does emit a much greater energetic field than any other part of our body, how powerful it is to be in that space and recognize, wow, then that's really the way that we interact with the world. And that's why sometimes it feels so challenging sometimes to maybe what we say, open our hearts, because the world doesn't necessarily feel so good a lot of time, or we don't feel safe, or we're uncomfortable with feeling that open because it's vulnerable, right? Then things can get in, or our interactions with others will maybe trigger old wounds. So today in the activation, what we're going to do is notice that and kind of shift that perspective of going underneath and saying, what if my heart can be strong and stable for me, strong and stable for my energy body, strong and stable for my space and my experience, as well as strong and stable with how I can perceive and relate to the external world from a place of soul, from a place of purity, from a place where I can cultivate more compassion and understanding for myself and others. Right? So it's really this place of being in your own power, your own strength, your own sense of self within this incredible experience. And so as we're weaving this, as we're welcoming this, then we can welcome it through our whole body and cultivate that connection of mind, heart, gut, brain, heart, that rootedness, that pure center channel that we are, the pure center channel that we are. And we can welcome it from above and below. Right, we can welcome it from that heart space that wants to flow up into the brain and eventually, from the root all the way up to the center channel, through the pineal gland, through the crown, as we're opening and connecting and bringing this pure heart energy, this pure love energy through the wholeness of our being. And then as it spirals out into every cell of our body, that we welcome that spiral like motion of life force energy to nourish and renew and rejuvenate all the cells of our body, the tissue, the organs, the fluids, all of us, every cell receiving this oxygen, this intention that we have to be in this pure connection to ourself and our soul. And it's a practice, right? Because it's not always easy. There's no expectation to stay, in a certain space of acceptance and understanding with ourselves and others all the time, right? It's more of going into a space of recognizing that it's possible and it's there. And it can be an anchor point for when we are feeling a challenge arising within our minds, our thoughts. Maybe we used a tone of voice, or we said something or did something that we feel out of alignment with, like, ooh, that wasn't, very, heartfelt, or it didn't come, it was challenging, your own inner dialogue or your outer dialogue, or your inner behaviors, outer behaviors, right? It's that space where we go, oh, wait, let me take a breath, let me tune in, and let me adjust. And when we can adjust from that pure heart space as well, it supports us from not hanging on to maybe blame or shame or guilt or regret or resentments, things like that, that will happen when we have these maybe consistent patterns. We bring them into the pure heart and say, wow, how can I start to see life from this new perspective? How can I start to see myself from this new perspective as I'm connecting with the pure wisdom of myself as soul, and recognizing ourself as soul and being this confluence, the heart being the confluence of intelligence, consciousness, and love in its purity, in its pure self. And that's what the heart really is, in its own brain, in its own nerve system experience. It has its own nerve system body, like the brain and the gut brain. They all are these intelligence centers, these consciousness centers of our body that can work together in a powerful way. And where we can begin is in that heart space, to then let it bridge down, let it bridge up, and then become a fluid flow. And the soul can be like, ah, great, I have a place to land. I have a place to be at home. I have a place to come in and really be present with the higher mind, the divine self, that rooted sense of connection to soul and heart and mind and body, and the whole, be wholeness and feel that completeness of being. And a lot of times, we can access that in meditation. We can access it in blissful moments or experiences. We can access it in certain experiences, right? And so when we are doing that, then what do we get to do? What do we get to do? We get to relax more into life in those moments and let that start to create that body memory, that cellular memory, that muscle memory of the heart, right? As it is a spiraling muscle in the body that then sends that and transmits that information to the rest of the body and is tuning the rest of the body and the DNA and the cells to that information as well. So it's a fine tuning process. So in each moment, as we're choosing to connect to our hearts as the gateway to ourself, to our soul, as an opportunity to cultivate more connection with ourself and our compassion and understanding. And understanding is really key for ourselves, is to really understand why we're choosing to do certain things, really having that connection to what's underneath our behaviors and our thoughts and our choices, so that we can have that awareness. And when we can have that understanding, then it opens up more possibility for choice. And when we can have more choice in life, then that can cultivate more compassion, because then we're like, ah, right, life isn't always easy for me. And maybe that person next to me that's having a hard time, that's maybe bringing me some anger or frustration, maybe they're having a difficult moment. And maybe I can maybe have more understanding and more patience, right? And that can bring in more patience for ourselves, more patience for others, more patience for the world, more experience of trust, more experience of safety, more experience of that strength and stability that I talked about in the beginning, of cultivating a system and a body and a heart and a mind of strength and stability. In those moments when we are feeling off, we have that space of the body memory going, okay, wait, I remember that strength. I remember that space. Let's come here and recalibrate. Let's come here and recalibrate and create more balance and harmony into our system, into ourself. And so to be able to do that, we sometimes have to slow down into that presence of self, slow down into a presence of connection where we're willing to take that moment. So first we have to recognize that we have choice to have the moment and allow ourselves to have it. Give ourselves permission that it's okay to slow down. It's okay to reconnect. It was okay that we had, maybe a thought or a feeling or an interaction or behavior that felt out of balance. Now, let's give permission to come and just sit with ourselves and be. Or then maybe it leads to a healing conversation or a healing or just a strength in being able to express yourself, or a strength in being able to admit to, yep, here I am again. I'm in this challenging moment, but I can understand, maybe my body's been in a pattern for a long time. And so now I'm just welcoming this gateway of my soul to nourish myself, to invite change, recalibration to a pattern. And so our heart is so amazing and so powerful and so beautiful. And, just that beating sound and that rhythmic motion, that maybe it's helpful to remember that, wow, there is a rhythm. There is a beat to life that is me, that is precious to me and sacred to me in this body. Maybe placing your hand on your heart and on your pulse and feeling that beat, feeling that rhythm, and recognizing the power of the life force energy that does exist and does flow in every moment. That is a remembrance of the self. And when we start to do this more and more, as I was saying, the soul has more of a place to land, more of a place to flow in every particle of our being. And then that awakens us. We come into more memory. We come into more knowing. We come into more intuition. We come into more wisdom. We have a sense of self that maybe has been different than the patterned self from life before, recognizing that we're something more than, just the conditioned self. The gateway to the soul, the heart as a gateway to the soul, is our awakening, is our remembrance of that wholeness to source, of that greater expanded energy field that we are, and the greater expanded energy field that life is. That life is. Yes. So, really taking that in and feeling that. Because a lot of times, what I've noticed, is that we get into our minds when we're trying to figure things out. We get into our minds when we're trying to understand life or our awakening, or we're trying to get in contact with our soul, our intuition. We're trying to do it from this mind, this brain that, yes, is a powerful transmitter and receiver in its own way, and a place of allowing all this function to happen in our bodies. But it's not really, the brain isn't necessarily capable of that right away. It is definitely we have all these higher brain centers, of our pineal gland. All of our glands are really higher energy centers. And the frontal part of our brain here is really what opens us up to greater consciousness. And so when we're moving from our heart, when we're choosing from heart, we're moving from the back of our brain where we can be more in our fears and our conditions, to the front of our brain where we have connection, a full connection to our pineal gland that allows that. And that's when we can come into heart. That's what really starts to open up these energy centers of our brain that are more attuned with calibrating to our soul, to our higher self, to our consciousness. So it's really an incredible powerhouse of energy, and an opportunity to shift the trajectory of our life, of our experience of being. So just going to take a moment here to tune into the heart, tune into this space, because what it also does is that when we're in the magnetism, when we're in that flow of the beating of our own heart, the trueness of the pure heart that's beating in every moment, then it also calibrates to our true nature, right? Of how our body functions. As I was saying, it optimizes the functions of our bodies. And then it optimizes our connection with the true living consciousness of Earth, of her consciousness, the true living consciousness of the greater field of reality, the living consciousness of our sun and the stars and the planets. And then it also magnetizes that type of being in our life, other humans, other animals, creatures, right? We can resonate on that level, on that frequency from here. And then it creates a much bigger coherence through the greater unified field of life itself. So just remembering throughout your day, just taking moments when you can to maybe place your hand on your heart, drop into your heart, feel the beating of your heart, and remembering that spiral-like motion with your breath, as the breath is coming in and out, that expansion and contraction of yourself and your being. And so I'd like to just welcome you into this moment of connection to yourself as we move into the activation of this awareness, of this willingness, of this allowance of coming into the presence of your heart, the physical heart, the pure heart, the source heart, your soul. So as we take a breath, as we take a moment to, if you can, just placing one hand on your heart, or maybe both hands on your heart. Saying hello to your heart. Saying hello to how your heart functions. Saying hello again to that spiral-like motion, that spiral motion of life. that each beat is that spiral-like motion, opening and closing, opening and closing. And taking a big, deep breath in, welcoming this fresh air into the lungs that then gets to go into the heart and then spiraled through the rest of your body. And the exhale, the exhaling out of what's no longer needed. It maybe feeds the trees and the plants around you, the CO2, and inviting from the plants and the trees around you the oxygen into your lungs, into the heart, and spiraling through your body. As we invite pure heart, pure soul, pure energy, pure source, pure being, pure mind into the space with us. So we invite a gold and white light around each one of our bodies. That the intention of this gold and white light is to hold us and support the opening, the connection with the pure heart within us and around us. That we recognize the thread of life that spiraled itself into motion as this organ formed in the womb. And we bring ourselves to this moment, acknowledging that moment as we welcome Source into the space to stream this remembrance of Source energy from which your soul spiraled out, to then it spiraled into your heart in the womb. And we welcome this pure soul source light spiraling through the heart in the womb. And that anything that was taken on in the womb from the mother, from anything from a past life that was coming in, from anything that you heard or felt within the womb, consciously, unconsciously, that it's embraced by this pure soul source light into pure energy, into pure energy, the pure energy of pure love, pure heart holding you in the formation of all the cells of your body in the womb, holding all the cells of your body in this moment, holding all of this energy in motion as one fluid breath. As we weave a golden light from that spiraling heart in the womb to the spiral action and fluidity of your body now, we weave a golden light. But all the pains, all the hurts, all the challenges, all the discomforts with self, the world, and others is embraced by this pure heart, this pure spiral life force energy from soul, from source. And just taking a moment to breathe with that. To breathe with that. Welcoming any pockets of energy within the energy body, within the physical body, any held energy, stuck energy, stagnant energies, to gently be dissolved, transformed, welcoming ourselves into the pure heart, welcoming ourselves to be embraced, surrounded, enveloped within and without by the pure heart to quiet the mind and the body, to receive, to allow, to give permission. To the transformation of all this energy. Great. As we unwind any blame, shame, guilt, resentments, regrets, and bringing in safety and love and trust to the heart, to the body, to the mind, to the soul, to source, to our whole body. A pure source light streaming from source through the womb, through this body now, and through all of life. Inviting pure heart for yourself, welcoming the strength, the stability, and allowing a golden light to flow into your heart from within and without, allowing that thread of light from womb and taking this golden light from your heart and this body now and sending it down that thread of light to yourself in the womb and through your whole life and back to your body, down and back, acknowledging pure source that spiraled that heart into being, spiraled your heart and then the rest of your body into being as soul in this body, in this life. And inviting the remembrance and the memory of source, of pure source, balanced, harmonized love, purity, connection, wholeness with the divine, divine mother, divine father, divine self, divine child. Good. And now welcoming yourself to be embraced in just a pure golden light of all that is. A pure golden light of all that is, that you are, to flow from your heart, in front of you, behind you, above you, below you, all around you. Just being in this moment of the pure heart within, knowing that any and all of the healing that took place will continue as needed. You can come back to this space if needed. And as we are held, as you are held in the pure heart, you're going to welcome a light to flow down your center channel, down through your solar plexus and your sacral, just nourishing this area, these areas to be connected to divine self, your soul self. Down into your creative center to be connected with your pure creative self. In through your digestive system, the immune system, the gut brain, and all the nerves, that all the nerves of your gut brain are being nourished and calibrated to this relaxing, calm energy of the heart, of the pure heart. And down through the root, nourishing the permission to be in this body, loving to yourself, loving to life in this body, in this energy now. And then letting that flow down, just intending it, visualizing it to meet the outer edge of your energy body. You can stay whole and strong and stable in your own energy body. And then letting that light flow from your heart up through your upper chest, your higher heart, your thymus gland, connecting the nourishment of your immune system that is your thymus gland as well. from the nourishment of your immune system and your gut, from your heart, up through your thymus, up through the throat, nourishing the throat center of your creative expression, your true expression from the heart. Up and through the head, connecting with the pineal gland, connecting with the higher wisdom, higher mind, and the crown of the head, the pure connection to source, of which that is also a spiral on the top of the head that allows the pure source self to connect through heart and up, and let that come up through to the top of your energy body above you. And breathing with this. Maybe breathing it up and down from your energy body above you, down through the crown, the pineal gland, down through the throat, and connecting with the heart and breathing with the heart, connecting with that spiral motion of the blood and the oxygen and the energy, your life force energy as soul, spiraling through your whole being, spiraling above you and now spiraling down through your solar plex, your sacral, your root, spiraling through your digestive system, down through the bottom of your energy body. And then as we're welcoming this, maybe placing, if you wish to, placing one hand on your belly and inviting your heart and your gut, your brain, your immune system to connect. Welcoming that flow of intelligence, consciousness, and love to flow from the heart into the belly, and the intelligence of the gut brain to flow up to the heart. And then up to now taking maybe one hand that's on the belly and up and connecting on your forehead and breathing it up to your pineal gland, your whole brain center, this fun part of your brain that's open to new perspective, new consciousness, new awareness. And to your heart. And anywhere else you'd like to place it on your body. If you like to keep one hand on your heart and place your other hand on another part of your body to bring this heart light energy, this pure heart energy to breathing it there. Welcoming pure heart to reach your whole body. Inviting that knowing of the spiral-like motion through every part of your body. So on either side, just letting it spread out, flow out. This from your heart and your center channel to your left, whole left side, front and back, inside of the left side, to your right side, to the whole front and back and side of your right side, down through the bottom of your feet and up through the whole of your head. And as we're here in this wholeness, in this space of the pure heart, pure body, this gateway to your soul, welcoming your pure soul energy to flow through your whole being, through your whole body, your whole energy body, expanding it now above you, below you, in front of you, behind you, all around you. Pure heart presence, pure heart presence, pure soul flowing through your whole body, your whole energy body, awakening, remembering who you are. It's just pure heart. No identities of who you are. It's pure heart connection to self. Welcoming compassion and understanding for yourself. Welcoming an invitation to cultivate more compassion and understanding for others. To release any tensions, bonds, grudges, disappointments, expectations. Letting yourself bring pure love to all of that within and without. Strong and stable. Strong and stable in your own body, mind, heart, being. Rooted, grounded in pure love within your body. Inviting the higher mind spiraling through the crown to flow through the brain as the soul flows through the heart, and for them to meet. And the throat area. And if you wish to, speaking an intention, using your sound, using the vibration of your higher mind and your pure heart together, and also your intuitive body knowing of your gut brain to flow together here, and speaking, if you wish to, out loud in your space, an intention that you'd like to infuse your whole body, a prayer, a blessing for your whole body, your whole being, for your soul, for yourself, as it spirals through your whole body, informing every cell, every strand of DNA, every nerve, every particle and space of your being. Speaking from pure heart. Strengthening the capacity to know what is true for you. Being connected to your intuition, to your presence. Having the strength to make the aligned choices, to receive the information, to receive the opportunities, to receive yourself as you give to yourself in this way. Like the spiral of life of the heart, the giving, the receiving of the blood in and out of the heart, the breath in and out of the body, the giving and the receiving to yourself as soul and source and life through your heart. The consistent flow of life. The consistent flow of life. Nourishing with your intention, crystallizing the water, that consistent flow of water, the minerals, the construction of the body, making itself over and over and over again with new patterns and new pure heart connection to self. The cells pattern this knowing into the body. As each cell dies and each cell comes alive, it's stronger and more stable and connected to your true self and soul through your pure heart and the connection in this breath, this greater expanded field of energy of yourself. Noticing a possibility to open your heart to yourself first and foremost, so that your heart connections with everything else can be in more balance and harmony and strength and clarity. Beautiful. Taking a breath in, feeling your feet and hands, acknowledging this flow of energy through your body. Maybe the shifts or changes that you felt, that you're feeling, maybe new awarenesses. Welcome the integration of this life force energy through the body. Welcoming yourself home to you, your presence, your soul. Good. Taking a breath in. Maybe a nice sigh out. Creating We'll create a pathway through the rest of your day, the rest of the week, the rest of the month, and so forth to welcome this pure heart energy of your truth, of your soul, of source to guide the way, to strengthen the connection of heart and mind and heart and gut, heart and mind, to create a pure centered self that's strong and present, clear and knowing, wise and connected. Beautiful. And let's welcome our expanded energy body to come a little closer to our physical body so that we can feel more focused and grounded. Letting all of this integrate. Thank you, thank you, thank you for being present for this. I appreciate your connection into this moment and your presence and your awareness and your willingness. And so this is a remembrance to allow yourself to have that sense of meaning, that sense of purpose, that the connection to yourself is a powerful, purposeful, meaningful way of awakening, embodying your soul. And through it, through our hearts, is a real direct way to do it, to create that centered sense of connection. So thank you, everyone. I look forward to the next time that we get together. And before we depart, I wanted to share that another way that I am supporting this connection to self and the greater sense of self and oversoul is through the Star Family Connection course. And it's an embodying your galactic heritage. We're going to have 6 weeks, 6 modules of really connecting deeply through the energy centers of our body, through and into the lineage of all of our soul lifetimes, our oversoul, and all these the different lineages that we've been in our star being selves, our galactic selves, our intergalactic selves, and so on, and through the elements and the dragons. We're going to weave in all of this in the next 6 weeks. We start this Sunday, and so it's another way to optimize our strength and stability in our body and our life and our meaning and our purpose at this time. So if you'd like to get more information or to join, you can go to awakensoul.net, go to events, click on the Star Family Connection course, and get all the details and the links to join there. We have a great group forming, really powerful souls that are coming together that are willing to open and really come into coherence. That's what the purpose of connecting with our hearts was today, is to come into coherence with ourself. And also what's supporting this is connecting within all of our lifetimes and our star families that are supporting our awakening on this planet right now, and also have been a part of our earth self, right? As earth being deeply or just a profound and expanded home for so many versions of ourselves as star beings, and the awakening that's happening on our planet in this living consciousness as we're coming alive in a new way, connecting with our star families is so powerful to stabilize all of our lifetimes into this soul expression of this life now. And just like we did with our heart, it's going to be another way to optimize our experience as a soul on this planet at this time. So much love to you all. If you'd like to join again, this podcast airs every first and third Wednesday of the month. The next experience that you can have for this podcast is Wednesday, December 3rd. We meet at 9 a.m. Pacific on this channel, and also all of the replays are on YouTube, and you can go to my YouTube channel or go to the Transformation Talk Radio channel as well. And so may you go forth again with the strength and stability, your pure heart, recognizing your pure heart as the gateway to your soul to stabilize and strengthen your presence of yourself, your awakening and remembrance in this body now. So thank you so much for being here. And also, if you just want to connect, you can go to awakensoul.net and see all the different things that are happening and ways you can connect with me and subscribe to receive energy updates and activations. So much love to you, so much love to life, so much love to our pure heart and all that gets to be created when we're in the presence of our heart with ourself and others and the world. Thank you so much. Have a wonderful day. We'll see you next time. Be well. Thank you for joining Awakened Soul, your place to elevate unity consciousness and to create the new earth. Join me, Kristen Bilecki, every first and third Wednesdays, 9 a.m. Pacific on Transformation Talk Radio. For more information and to connect with me, go to awakenedsoul.net. Explore how I can support you on your awakening journey through my online gatherings, sessions, and mentorships. Don't miss a show. Subscribe now to take the steps towards a more awakened, heart and soul-led life. Until next time, live, love, laugh, and be free.